Hi guys! I really hope the sound of the rain outside is not too loud. It is surprisingly loud. Hey Nicole, hey Lindsay, hi Fairy Dust, hi Melissa. Hey Cyan! Wow, it's been a while. Hey Annette! Just gonna slowly start the stream. It's a nice background track, isn't it? It's like nature ASMR plus Caturday. I love the sound of the rain. I play it at night to help me relax. Yeah, I used to do something similar. There was an app that I would use that you could combine a few sounds. Stuff like wind in the leaves and rain and like sea waves. Anyway, I think you get what I mean, and you could sort of combine the sounds and adjust the level of each sound, and it would create kind of a loop track. And then you could say, play this for X amount of time. Quite nice to fall asleep to. The only background sound I like more than rain is thunderstorm. Yeah. Kapow! Like, woo! I'm painting landscapes with my new Renaissance. Sorry, I can read. I can do this thing. I'm painting landscapes with my new Renaissance. Anyone else painting today? Good question. Oh, we're doing art books today. Well, I want to talk about art books because of the big kerfuffle with Jake Parker and Alfonso Dunn. Because I kind of feel like it's important, and I just want to make sure that, say, if anyone has questions in the chat, or like that we can discuss this a bit and perhaps clarify a few things about the whole situation in a way. I'm just soaking up the neon light now. It's just it's a slow start. I haven't really figured out what I'm gonna draw today, so I guess I should get my sketchbook. That's a great place to start. I finished my pink sketchbook, so I'm on to this one. That I haven't really figured out if I wanted to put some stickers on it, because it's quite like full already. This is a plain moleskin again, but this one is one of the Jean-Michel Basquiat editions. Yes, it's really hard. It is shocking. It is important for sure. I hope this results in bigger sales. I think it has already. There's so many people who are buying his book, which is great. Hi Lise, by the way. I'm kind of a bit groggy, foggy today, so I apologize if I'm a bit slow. Hey Elena. Hey Kevin. Wait, what happened? I will go over it like in a few minutes. Just kind of wait a bit, so if there are people who come in a bit late, I don't have to start over again. Thank you. Though I kind of want to finish sketchbooks faster. Let me grab it. Hey, you guys remember this is the previous one? So I kind of use my sketchbooks for everything, whether it's studies, copying other people, preparing illustrations. So if you see some copies in there, that's just the nature of it. So it has quite a lot of pages, but then again, it's not super big. So yeah, it's finished. I always stamp the finishing date. Well, I hope I did. Yeah, I wrote the date I finished it, and I wrote the date I started it in the beginning. So it's always interesting to keep track of the order of sketchbooks. I have quite a bunch of special edition moleskin because I really like the size. And yeah, so of course I've already started sketching in it. Hey, Otto! Yay! Hi! Oh, this is so smooth. Smooth paper. Yes, I am rubbing my sketchbook. Oh, okay. Hold on. Annette says, I have a question to all maple syrup lovers. What is the difference between the grades? We have a grade A maple syrup and I wondered. I'm not so sure about the grade with letters, but usually the way we have it graded here is by color. So you will have like amber and trying to think what are the other grades, because I think I only buy amber. But the thing is, it's basically about the level of concentration of the sap. The darker it is, the more boiled down the sap is, which could explain why some darker maple syrup might be more expensive. Oh, Okuni has a much more thorough answer. Hold on. Hi, Okuni. The difference in syrup is how late in the season, how the sap boils down, how many solids are in it. But yeah, if you go through amber maple syrup, it's gonna be more intense. And yeah, like Otto says, get the darkest maple syrup. I agree. If it's too strong, you can always use less, or you know, just dose it differently. But yeah. What sketchbook is that? That's a moleskin, plain. Well, I think I always keep the wrappers on the back. So it's a Jean-Michel Basquiat special edition. It's the plain notebook. It's just, you know, not the sketch one, because the sketch one has thicker paper. This one has the thinner paper, but it's plain. Maybe A is for amber. Yeah, but that wouldn't follow through. Like, there's nothing that would go with B. I would sort of think that A is the lightest, and the more you go further along in the alphabet, the darker it is, but I don't know. Or I don't know if the grade or something completely different. Oh, Dominic, you watched Simon and Martina. I was looking at that video yesterday. I love them so much. And yeah, Martina was complaining, well, not complaining, was remarking on the fact that even in Canada, maple syrup is super expensive. It was $17 for a small, well, it's not too small a jug, but yeah, I mean, it's not a good price. Hey, Damian, hi. Hey, Misha, hi guys, hi Dominic. Did you ever make that taffy? Yeah, the maple taffy, I guess. We call it tsir here. But basically you just continue boiling down the maple syrup until a certain temperature. And it's gonna get to that stage where it's still soft and like melty, a bit like honey. But if you put it on ice, it will seize it a bit and it will sort of hold together for a moment, so you can pick it up with the stick. But the moment you put it in your mouth, it starts melting again, and that's when it becomes messy. The gasp, I do. Oh, they're great, aren't they? Simon and Martina. They just recently came back to Canada, which I thought was a bit sad, but then after watching their few videos and now the one about the Canadian grocery store, I mean, it made me realize that regardless of where they live, it's them that are the content. Like, they are really awesome people and super interesting. So I'm really excited to see what else they would post now. Maple trees are very affected by swings in weather and by acid rain. The season is earlier and shorter. The quality is difficult to get consistent. Yeah, definitely. And depending on where you buy your maple syrup, like which sugar shack has it, it's not gonna taste the same. Hey, Alex! Hi, Lee! Hi, guys! Hey, Mikey! No, it's only the texture that's a bit like honey. Because the thing is the more you boil down a sugar, you can do that with regular sugar too, but there are levels and there are temperatures, and the outcome of the way the sugar is gonna crystallize. I'm not a chemist, we need Paulo for this. But yeah, like if you make it, like if you boil it more and more and more, it's gonna become hard candy. But there's a level of boiling that is not liquid as syrup, but that's a bit thicker. Like it's sticky, and it's like really soft taffy, I guess. Yeah, I like that content, and I'm glad they have Fudgy now. Fudgy is adorable. I'm wondering if they got Fudgy because he has a really high potential of being able to help too. Like if he can be a service dog for Martina. I was watching Fudgy, for those who don't know what I'm talking about, is a baby golden retriever, and he's must be about what, 10 weeks by now, maybe. You can make pure maple syrup hard candy, yeah. I think. So yeah, Fudgy is a baby golden retriever, and at about 9 weeks old, he could already like respond to commands like sit and paw. So I really, really hope that, well, if he's not gonna be a service dog, he's gonna be something to make people happy. Oh yeah, definitely probably a potential service dog, but I think those kind of dogs are rigorously trained. The sort of the more official ones, yes, but you can still train a dog to act as a service dog, even if he doesn't have the official suit. Like the official service dog get kind of a harness that will say they are a service dog. So that when the human goes into public places that don't allow dogs, they will be able to keep their dog with them. I like the soft, creamy maple candies with teeny tiny crystals. Oh yeah, I agree. The one that are a tiny bit harder on the outside, but when you chew through them, the inside is like, it's a tiny bit like a fudgy texture. Speaking of fudgy. So they might get a through service dog if you... Well, yeah, but they will say, I guess. I really like when they do chocolates that are like an outer dark chocolate shell, and inside they put the maple butter, which is just another level of candy that's available with sugar. Like if you boil it down, not too far, still kind of low, but then you whisk it, it's gonna become like a spread. Hey, Sally! Do your cats know you're talking to dogs? I can like talk about dogs and I enjoy watching dogs, but I don't really want one. Not that I can right now, but yeah. Ugh, my drawing tablet is not giving me pressure sensitivity. That's a bother. Is it a Wacom tablet? I really like maple fudge too. You kind of have to add butter in it, but it's basically just maple syrup and butter. And you bring it to a certain degree and then you whisk it down too. Except that this one, instead of staying liquid, it will solidify into something like fudge. We talked about it last week, like when we were talking about Scottish tablets. Legally, there is no specific training certification license needed for a service dog, but legally they must meet a number of strict and specific requirements in order to be considered service animals. Ooh, what's the pen it's in your hand? It's a really cheap clutch pen. Like, you know, the one with the big lead that is all graphite? And it's a really cheap one in plastic, like, nothing fancy, but I've been having fun doodling with it. Like, it's just, you cannot really go into details with something that big. I have an adorable pic of husband sitting with my parents and a Goldie. Husband isn't a big dog person, but they love. Aww. My mother-in-law is hardcore cat person. She doesn't have cat anymore, but I could tell from her expression that he was not happy to hear that Bun Bun or Ruka was cat. I've never had any pets, but I love a memer cat. I love when they do the voice of memers. It's hilarious. Hey, Tsukaboo! Hi! I feel like it should be completely socially acceptable for people to always just ignore the owner and just chat up the dog when they meet one. I agree. I kind of do that with cats, except that cats are never with a human. But like sometimes I will see a cat on a lawn and I will go like, oh, kitty, blah, 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 and I have this silly cat voice, and just a few moments later I will notice that the human is not too far and probably heard me and I always go like, your cat is so cute! Chunky lad, yeah. I can't find a cheap clutch pen. What? Did you local art store probably has one? I mean, this is a super cheap one. I mean, it's just plastic. Okay, so let's get into the oh, are they yeah, they're this. I mean, they call it the primary set. Buy 2 primary colors, get 1 free. And I'm like, how? Well, this is certainly a limited primary. Because it has the process yellow is perfectly legit. But then it has indigo and flame red. And I was like, okay. But it sounds like fun, so. Be shameless when addressing cat, always. That's the only reason why I take walks daily, is to possibly see cats along the way and go see the park cat. That has a name now, but yeah. Still gonna keep calling him what we did. I bring the cat food because I originally thought the cat might be just a stray. And I thought he was a bit thin, and I was like, eh. So we started bringing along like a small portion of Whiskas food in case we meet him and I can like feed him Whiskas. But now he knows. And he will, if he's there, is gonna definitely come for the whiskers. Art stores near me don't carry them. Did you look on Jackson's? I think Jackson's might have a really cheap one. Not cheap in terms of make and craft, but like an inexpensive one. Chunky is such an awesome... I agree. Chunky. Good doodled chunky things. I met a new neighborhood cat today. A big black kitty just... Aww. I also watch Walter Santi. He does videos of that tribe of cat. Yeah! He basically cares for a colony. I'm dancing already to the chunkulates. Yeah, I just don't remember if Jackson's has some affordable ones. Like you don't want to pay $20, you just want to see if you like it. I was really considering getting a fancy one from Jackson's, but I was like, Ev, calm down. You have this one, try using it, and if it turns out that it's really impossible to work with, then consider possibly getting a new one. But otherwise, just try with this one first. They have their own brand that's the cheapest and some Kohinoor ones. I think they have one from General, maybe. The shipping from Jackson's is not expensive if you don't buy paper. You can definitely try it out, like put the clutch pin in your cart and go through checkout and see what the shipping is, but it's usually really, really nice. They're unlike many other stores, they don't have this sort of minimum shipping fee that's around $10. Like if something is small, it might cost you $1 or $2 to ship, which all in all is not that bad. There's a raccoon with a broken paw on my... Aww. Yeah, no, raccoons are a bit more persistent than a cat would be. Yeah, I think this is 5.6mm lead. 2mm is pretty nice too. But yeah, I wanted to try this just to possibly work and focus less about details. We had one with rabbis. Oh, eep. Rabbis? No, rabbi. That's a weird disease. It's really weird how it affects people. At one point I remember watching a video that was explaining how it affects humans, and it's really, really weird because at some point the human, if they contract it, they will reach a point where they are super thirsty, but they are absolutely unable to drink water. They will try to drink it, but they will just not swallow anything. But they will keep on asking for it and be thirsty. It's really, really weird. Aren't raccoons the spirit animal of 2020? Wash your hands and food, wear a mask. Ken's nasty. If it's the spirit of 2020 and it's rabid, does that mean 2020 is definitely rabid? It's bonkers. It's like a big dumpling kitty head. All right, so I will start talking about the art book aspect of today's live stream, just to set it up a bit. Is everyone in the chat familiar with Inktober? Inktober, if you don't know, is kind of a month-long event that happens every October, where the challenge is to draw a drawing every day in ink. Technically, you can basically do whatever you want, but the original idea came from this guy named Jake Parker, and he decided that he wanted to get better at inking, from what I remember of the story. So he decided for a whole month that every day he would draw and ink a picture, so that he would get better with ink. And eventually the event got traction, because Jake Parker had kind of a fan base already, and it became this big thing. It's been, what, 10 years now? So Inktober is a big thing. Every year people look forward to Inktober. There's usually an official prompt list that gets released, but there are many unofficial prompt lists, and you can basically do whatever you want. So that's the whole premise of the thing. Sometime last year there was a bit of a weird situation regarding Inktober and its creator Jake Parker, because he apparently decided to trademark the word Inktober, which you would think is kind of a weird thing to do 10 years on, when it's pretty much become a cultural thing anyway. But yeah, and apparently from what I gathered, the details of it was that everything with just Inktober on it was his, like, that was his intellectual property in a way. And if you were trying to sell, like, say you're on Amazon and you sell a specific sketchbook that has Inktober on it, or the logo, it could sue you for that. But you could still use the hashtag Inktober and the year you do it. That was separate, and that was still something that was free for us to use. But if you were trying to sell anything with the mention of Inktober, just that, it could possibly sue you for it, or send you a cease and desist. So that was last year, and that kind of didn't go over super well, but people were a bit more, like, there was a bit more of a gray area in between both positions back then. So fast forward to this week. This week, a fellow YouTuber that you might know, his name is Alfonso Dunn, and he seems to be a really nice gentleman, and he works mostly, oops, not dumb, Ev, Dunn, yeah, and he works mostly in ink, and he has released 5 years ago a book about working with pen and ink that is completely about his process and how he has adapted, like, not the fundamentals are fundamentals, so that's the thing, but the way he sort of started from that and how he processed it personally as an artist and how he uses those fundamentals in his work. So that was 5 years ago, so we have 2015 here. That's when his book came out, and at some point there was also a workbook parallel to this one. And this week, Mr. Dunn posted a video that's basically about how when he went to purchase Jake Parker's new book, the one that will be released in September, that is, I think it's titled something like Inktober All Year Round. And he was excited for it because it's a book about inking, and since Mr. Dunn likes inking, and that seems to be his one of his favorite ways to work, he wanted to pre-order Jake Parker's book. So he went to Amazon, he checked the book, checked the preview pages that were there, and they felt familiar to him. So basically he went through every page he could find of Jake Parker's book, whether it was through downloading a flip through that Jake Parker did of the book and sort of pausing at moments where we could see some pages more clearly. And he was able to make a parallel between the pages in Jake Parker's book and his book that is 5 years old. And it's to the point where it's beyond just coincidence. It cannot be just coincidence at this point, because the thing is if they were both starting from the same fundamentals, that's not a problem. I mean, no one can claim copyright of the fundamentals. They're the basic of everything. But what's really personal in it is the way you decide to use the fundamentals, and then when you write a book, how you present that understanding to other people so that they might understand it too, and know how you use it so that they can use that knowledge to use the medium as well. And yeah, the thing is that in Jake Parker's book, the presentation of the elements, the teaching elements, are very, very, very similar to how Dunn has it. And even to the point of having the same visual representation. And that's where it gets really difficult to argue that it's not plagiarism. Because you cannot really... Like, if there was only one example of something that is similar between the two books, that could be a coincidence. But when you get to a point where there's more than 10 of them, that's just weird and really shady, and you cannot really just justify it by saying it's a coincidence, you know. And yeah, if you want to know about this in details, Otto has posted all the links in the chat. Alfonso Dunn's video sort of talking about this is about an hour long. It's really nicely made. He's a really calm and poised person. It's not clickbait. It's not like overly dramatic. It's just like his perception of it as he looked through the book that Jake Parker is releasing soon and was like, everything in this book reminds me of my book. So yeah, so that split sort of the community in two, or maybe three, because you always have a few people in the middle, but you have Jake's supporters that are really, really strongly supporting him in a way that they're saying, oh, it's the fundamentals, no one can copyright the fundamentals, and blah, 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 blah. And then you have the people who are more on Mr. Dunn's side, because they saw the video and they're like, I cannot see it as any other thing than plagiarism. So that's when it becomes kind of iffy, because Inktober is coming up, and now a lot of people are dropping Inktober because they're fed up with Jake Parker, basically. Jake Parker has responded on Instagram and on Twitter with something really lousy. he basically said that no, it's not plagiarism, and that he will get his lawyer on the case, and he's been talking to his publisher about this, and blah 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 blah. And he's basically putting sort of the blame on Alfonso for not reaching to Jake Parker before making this public, and well, yeah, he's basically not improving his image. He's looking like even more of an ass now. What I'm hoping for is that Chronicle Books will drop Jake Parker's book. That's what I'm hoping for. Okay, let me check out chat a bit. Alex says, same information, same order of information, same format of information. Alfonso did pre-order Jake's book and then realized it. Yeah. He looked at the few images you could see on Amazon. And he said he had respected Jake as an artist and wishes Jake has respected him back. Definitely. Alfonso is so calm throughout that video. I wouldn't be able to keep cool about something like that. I agree. I'm super annoyed about it. I'm super angry. And it's so painful to watch Alfonso's video in a way, because you see him trying to explain in words how difficult it is to take the knowledge that's in your head and to bring it into a concept in a book that is understandable and really represents what you want to say about this. So yeah, that was really painful to see, because it was like, it took me weeks to come up with this example, because I was considering all those factors and I was trying to see which one would explain it better. And then you have Mr. I saw him called Fake Parker, and that really made me laugh. But then you have this other dude, comes out of nowhere, but not out of nowhere, he's well known, but like, it just basically lifts everything from the book and then has the nerve to say, it's not plagiarism, huh? And you're like, yeah. It's already printed and everything, though. They stand to lose a ton of money if they pull it. I bet they've already shipped them even. Ugh. He's gonna sell some of these books, of course, because the people who are on his side, they will be like really strongly on his side, and they will buy the book just to prove a point. But it's an absolute shame. We like your suggestion of Cattober. Yeah, so I decided I was like, for once I was like, I might do something for Inktober this year. Like I kind of feel like I have enough energy. Like I did it a few years ago, and it took me this long to get back into a place where I could consider it again. And then this whole mess happens, and I was like, I'm not gonna do Inktober anyway. I mean, F that guy. But I was like, what could we do? And then someone on the Discord suggested Cattober, which is basically you draw something cat every day for October. And I was like, yep, that's absolutely on brand. That's what I'm gonna do. So Cattober is happening. A lot of people are pitching different ideas too. But basically, whatever you want that is not Inktober, let's bury Inktober into a bunch of other hashtags. I was thinking about it last night, and there was an answer with integrity you could give. What was it? Nicole says to immediately go to lawyers is a bad sign that Jake either knew this was coming or knew it had merit. Yeah. He handled it really badly. Okay, so Lee says, just say, I'm sorry, I've been teaching using Alfonso's book as a textbook for X years. I admire him and accidentally followed too much of his curriculum. Yeah. I mean, I would still look at him with a bit unconvincingly, but acknowledging that that's where most of the knowledge came from would have helped the situation a lot. And then offered on a substantial settlement, definitely. I watched the whole Alfonso video and my jaw dropped. The illustration. Yeah, I mean, it really, really looks like, you know, like if you put yourself in the position of you have to write a book about this and you, for some reason, you decide you want to lift the content from another book, but you don't want to be caught at it, and you try to hide it, but it's absolutely obvious. And I feel like this is kind of what it would look like, oh, but the things are not in the exact same places, and I didn't include this element of the demonstration while all the rest is there, but not that one. You know, it's kind of like trying to hide it, but being really bad at it. And Alfonso kept saying over and over, this takes so much work, and I remember these minor details because this takes... Yeah, I know, it was kind of painful to watch. Chronicle books would probably settle the case so they don't lose everything. Hey, Urban Sketcher Cleveland, hi! Yeah, you showed the bin with all the notes. Anything but Inktober, yeah. Let the publisher know how wrong this is. The more of us that do it, the more they will have to listen. That's a very good point. So yeah, it's so, and I mean, I think this part, I really hope this part is an actual coincidence. But you know how everything is there's so much racial tension at the moment in the world, and as if the situation was not like volatile enough. Turns out that Jake Parker, a typical white guy, decided to lift the content from another artist who happens to be a black man. So even if it's a coincidence, it's like, like, we're trying to create the most drama possible. Like, what was the point of this? I'm just sitting it down and working on a framework for my NaNoWriMo novel. That's great. That's great. I really suspect Jake hired a subpar ghostwriter. I don't know why. I've seen that idea around a bit, but I don't exactly see what would indicate that. Because so far, Jake has mostly done all his content by himself, in a way. I mean, he plagiarized the book, but like he had a Kickstarter for a comic book, not well, a big book, and he was mostly his stuff. I don't think he hired anyone to do it. Publisher is holding the release for now while they investigate. Hopefully they'll do right by Alfonso. I hope so. I really, really hope so. Mikey says, as far as intellectual property and the fundamentals go, that's like someone trying to own the scientific table in a chemistry book. Yeah, that's what it is, but then how you write a book about chemistry and how you address the table, that's what's gonna be different from one book to another. But how did the publisher not foresee it? Well, I mean, the publisher might not have seen Alfonso Dunn's book, and if Jake is plagiarizing from it, he would not have brought it up. I hope so, then, because that's kind of really stupid. If that's the case, why isn't the publisher throwing him under the bus to save themselves? I think the publisher is trying to not be an ass. Chronicle books have many books that are art related, so I don't think they want to shoot themselves in the foot. Oh, hey Sarah, by the way. This is a unique case since they're both YouTubers. If Jake can show evidence of his work process on the book, who knows if it's truly plagiarism? I'm sure there's more to the story. I don't think so. I'm sorry, I'm really angry about the whole thing, so my situation is not very does not move a lot. Like, I'm just mad. I'm just like, it's all his fault, he's a dumbass. That's me. But yeah, you can still have notes about the book that are basically things you lift off someone else's book, you know. So that doesn't exactly prove anything, but if you watch Alfonso's bin of notes, you see that his notes are actually notes. There's a bit more of a process of putting his brain on paper and then trying to sort it out, you know. I think I'm really just falling to the hoping to give the benefit of the doubt. It probably wasn't a ghostwriter, but I think that's on my brain. So, yeah. I keep imagining Jake currently scribbling away loads of notes to show as evidence. I agree. Although, that reminds me, like, when you were, I don't know if you did that in school, but there were sometimes things in school, like, with the deadlines, you don't really have time to sketch a lot before you have to hand in something art-related. And you would also sometimes be evaluated on your research process to get to the final drawing. So I remember having to once or twice kind of BS research after the thing was done. So that's kind of what it reminds me of. I want to buy Alfonso Dunn's book. Yeah, I kind of want to buy it too, even if I don't ink. About creative property, if we look at the music business at the moment, which has obviously run amok, it takes like 5 seconds of copying to get you sued. This is a lot more than that. Definitely. Oh man. I was looking at, did I say this? That I was looking as a 60-year-old book I have on rendering and pen and ink. And even if it's the same fundamentals, the way the information is presented is completely different. Like, yeah, they will definitely address, like, oh, the cube and light and shade and all of that, but then it's the way it is drawn, and there's definitely enough difference to be able to say that rendering in pen and ink has its own perspective because it's written by that dude, and then Alfonso Dunn's book has this perspective and these example because it's written by that guy. Well, if you look at Jake Parker's book, I couldn't, if there weren't a couple of drawings here and there, I wouldn't be able to tell you that it's Jake Parker who made it. This is I totally did that. I wasn't totally still as bad at making preparatory studies. So yeah, my entire GSC art, GCSE, sorry. I painted the final pieces, then had to make up the studies afterwards. Exactly. And you kind of bullshit them quickly because you're on a deadline. I'm mad because it's so hard to be an artist and to have artistic integrity. Being the artistic equivalent of a snake oil salesman, Jake makes it easier to yeah. Hey, Eliza, hi. Hey, Judy, hi guys. Amisha says, I will not say how many uni papers I did where the notes, outline, and rough draft were composed after the fact. I always wondered if the teachers could tell and were being nice to us. Oh my God. I remember frantically drawing 30 minutes before class on Friday to make sure I had the 7 sketchbook pages required. Oh yeah, we had that too. I mean, personally, where I stand, I was never a big fan of Jake Parker. The kind of things he draw, they don't really are my thing. Like, nothing really against the guy before, but I was just like, eh. But then to sort of see him and there, I felt like there was always an aspect to him that was really money driven. And I mean, there are reasons for that too, like, but it's not something that appeals to me, so I would basically not really care about him. then last year when he tried to copyright Inktober, that was not a good look. And now this recent thing is definitely not a good look. I mean, it's fair enough to, let's say I have to write a book on pen and ink. That's not something I know, but let's just pretend I know about this. I would definitely look at actual books that talk about that. Not for copying, but for seeing how they treated the information, and to see if I can bring something different to the table. Like, that's how I would use the information that already exists in the book. I would not use the books to copy stuff. That's just so freaking dumb. I genuinely didn't even know Jake Parker even existed until Alfonso's video. I'm happy to continue not to know about him. I watch Bailey J all the time, and I didn't watch the video where he was in it. Who was in it? Jake Parker or Alfonso? I just figured he was after her audience. You can't get a trademark exclusivity on a word. But the thing is that he came up with it. He started the whole thing. Inktober. That is kind of a unique word for this event that he started. But it's not a good look anyway. I mean, if it was the first year, and if that was his idea from the beginning to launch this yearly thing and have it be his thing, you get the trademark first. You don't do it 10 years on when you plan on publishing a book that you rip from someone else, you know. Yes, Jake Parker was in a recent Bailey J video. I just felt he was money grabbing because he knew that our audience buys. Yeah. I've talked a lot about this with Mr. E, because Mr. E is also an artist, and he knew of Jake Parker before and all of that. And he did Inktober a few years, and he was really looking forward to doing it this year, but now it's kind of, what do you do? Like, if you don't want to support Jake Parker, but you wanted to do the thing anyway. And that's the thing, like, Jake Parker by himself, on his own, knows how to ink, and he has his style of inking. And since he started Inktober and has been doing it for, I don't know how many years, 10 years, there was definitely enough there for him to write a book about his personal experience, his stuff, the way he treats inking, like how he works in like something stupid like using liquid paper to make corrections. A lot of people figure that if you ink and you make a mistake, you cannot correct it. Like, he had enough experience and knowledge to do his own thing. Why did he decide to make a book that is so similar to another book that he's definitely has seen before? What? I think the thing is, because people in chat are talking about the fact that people are often disliking it when artists are money driven. And I agree that it's the fact that they're artists doesn't mean that they don't have bills to pay and families to feed, but there's kind of a way to go about it that is possibly a bit more genuine. I think people can really pick up when something is genuine or not. And having someone like Jake Parker on a Bailey J video is kind of weird, because you're like, why this combination? If it was Bailey J and Jazza, that would make more sense to me. Like, to me, these two artists, they belong to the same kind of universe. But to have Jake Parker show up on Bailey J's channel, and Bailey J is quite popular, and it's just weird. And so you want to go like, what was the driving force behind this collaboration? And if the driving force behind the collaboration is basically just exposure and money, being a bit more transparent about it and sort of not taking the audience for dumbasses seems to be more acceptable to me. Can someone kick Raiden? Please, Otto, kick that dumbass. Hey, Paulo! Yeah, we missed you earlier when we were discussing maple syrup chemistry. Thank you, Otto. Billy J is genuine, and I feel like Jazza is genuine as well, because he has always come from a place of loving what he does. Where I feel like Jake Parker was always so intent on a cash grab. I don't know, Raiden was just a weird dude who was spewing things. Like, I think they were implying that I'm German and I'm a Nazi and that he disliked the stream and that people should leave because I'm a Nazi. None of that is true. Hey, it's our first troll, guys. Oh yeah, Lindsay. Lindsay is like the most genuine person on YouTube that I've seen. She's incredibly genuine. Yeah, and Lindsay, the way she does her collaboration in the money bits, it's always so transparent, first of all. Like, she always sounds like she's terrified that people will think that she's a shill. Which I think is funny. and yeah, and it's always like she will do so many tests and so many swatches and experiment with the thing. Like, she does a really nice presentation of whatever she's given to try. You're in the big YouTube big league now. Aw, thank you guys. I'm the anti-Nazi. Yeah, I mean, the community in general is really, really, really nice. And I think it kind of shows a bit why people like, say, Jake Parker are not part of our community. He doesn't fit in. And, like, I think some of his position comes from the place of wanting to support his family, which is quite extensive. He has a big family. I think he has like 4 or 5 kids. So that's a lot of people to support. And being an independent artist, it can be difficult to work enough projects that pay you enough to earn that money to support your family. So I think that's part of what drove him to do the book thing. And if he did the book thing, then he had to copyright his Inktober thing. And if he had written a book that is completely him, no problem. I mean, it's fine. It's good. But the fact that the book he came up with looks so much like someone else's book, that's where he dropped the ball really bad. You can't be German without being a Nazi. Yeah, that level of reasoning is not not cute. I also love that Lindsay's videos are very minimally edited. The really good channels have to focus on the creator's work process, not the editing skills. I have no idea how Lindsay manages to do it so like smoothly. Like whenever I try to do something like that, I have to edit everywhere because there's like either a Tourette neighbor that yells something absolutely inappropriate, or you know, there's always something that comes up where I'm like, I have to edit this through and through. But I also like this other YouTuber. She's really cool. Her name is Otto. I agree. Mark Campbell, yes. Okay, guys, I have to. I'll pop out just briefly. I had coffee, so coffee means I have to go use the bathroom really quickly. Be right back. Pendant quand je vais finir de streamer, ça va me piquer up un peu là. Ok. I am back. I know I missed a bunch of chat. Trying to find the cursor. Denise is from In Liquid Color, yes. Calix Loop, Super Ray Dizzle, Archambault, Lauvan, Angel Ganev. I don't know if them. Nikki Napalm. Cafe Watercolor, Eric Yilin. I wonder why YouTube hasn't like pushed those creators to me. I'm like, why wouldn't you send me all the artists? Seriously. No lie, not too long after Otto started diving into YouTube, I happened upon her and she straight up got me back into painting. Oh, that's great. And then introduced me to Ev and you. So yeah. Aww. Mira Byler, Ali McAllister, Aliana's Watercolor Creations, Arlie Bean. Didn't it? Robin Sealarg, Tanika Sills, Irit Landgraf, Raffian Klee, Kat Valk, Lana Gozart. Alfonso Dan, indeed. Because the YouTube algorithm kind of sucks. Yeah. Macocino. I mean, there's so many. Oh yeah, Alice Lim is really nice. Like, there are so many great artists. And sometimes I'm like, when I finally end up on one of their videos, I realize that they're not new. Like, they've been here for a while. And I'm like, YouTube, why? I mean, I thought the fact that I watched so much art content would be a kind of a given, like a dead giveaway, but no. Because YouTube is bad at showing you new channels, they want you to watch the same person repeatedly. I guess so. And I agree. Otto says, I love that YouTube has room for every kind of creator. Definitely. I mean, we could list everyone we watch, and there are definitely some creators on that list that say, I don't really relate to, but that you relate to, and it's awesome that you can have that, and that for me, I just don't have to watch it. I mean, no one is forced to watch anything. You know whom I miss so much? Mia Kapal. I agree. The thing is that I would say that most artists on YouTube, they only earn a tiny amount from it. Like, to be able to earn a living from YouTube, you have to get to such a level that's almost unbelievable. Yeah, people like Mini Smalls. I've been really enjoying Furry Little Peach. Sean is absolutely genuine, and it can be really fun to watch. Also, she they just got a cat, which, you know, was kind of you know me. Sorry for the noise. Switching to water. There's the Holly Exley. There's like so many good artists. It's yeah, Sade from Sadie Saves the Day. YouTube money is very, very small. You need to be able to supplement it with something outside YouTube. It took, to be completely honest with you guys, the first time I watched Sean videos, I was a bit like, I think it was a random video and I was like, what? Because I'm much older than a lot of these young and fresh creators, and I was like, oh. But then I got to watching a few more videos and I was like, oh, she's just super genuine and I can really relate to that, and it's nice. Like, I realized that through watching her videos, it would really motivate me to work on my stuff. Like, not go the route of like I want to be this person, but going the route of I wanna do my thing. So I've been like pretty much binging her content. Can someone make a list of all the channels? Well, we could. We have a Sub the Love channel on Discord, so we can basically, people who are on the Discord or people who want to join up the Discord, you can basically throw out all the names that you want over there. Has Sadie stopped working? Posting? I agree. Yeah, Otto and I, we sort of... It would be really difficult for someone who watches me to not know about Otto, and the other way around too, I think. Hey, Dan! Yeah, that's not a lot of doodling today, I guess. Let's figure out more chunky things to draw. There's a dude on Twitter. His handle is Keke Flipnote. K Flipnote, and he basically, maybe there's an S, I don't know, but he does these animations on his Nintendo console. I don't remember which one. It's a handheld one, and I think it's what's the name of it? Anyway, and his animation always features like super chunky animals, and they're really funny and cute and great, so... You can just throw up. That would be really fitting for for the year it is. Sadie hasn't posted since the Breonna Taylor video, but that's just a couple of... Oh, I'll have to go check that out. Yeah, Keke Flipnote. He's amazing. Sissy Creations. Sissy Creations is local to me. So I got a kick out of that. I was like, yes! Jean Larson, yes. Oh, Nintendo DS. That's the thing that I couldn't put a finger on. Thank you so much. And hi, Squirrel Bears. Hi. Yeah, KK uses Footnote Studio on the Nintendo DS, which seems like a really, really intense process of making animation, but he's gotten so good at it. Or they. I don't know if he has a preferred pronoun. Or they have a preferred pronoun. Good grief. Okay, so Alex, drawing with waffles, Angela Fair, Franerd if you missed that, Jean Larson, and above that was CC Creations. Yeah, same. I have not heard from Kat for a while. Last time Meow Meow posted was 9 months ago. Oh, yeah. Well, I think well, maybe I shouldn't talk about that. Maybe there's nothing like big. There's no tea here, but it's. I mean, it's her personal stuff, so maybe she doesn't want to talk about it. But since it's really difficult to make a living off of YouTube, I think that she might have possibly had to focus on something else that was a bit more sustainable. Because YouTube videos take a lot of time to do, but they don't earn back a lot, unless you're someone like, say, Mini Smalls and I don't know who else has a living from it, but you know, the really big art channels. I can continue naming them aloud. Perhaps that would be easier for Alex. Bridget O'Connor and Lauren Hart, Matthias Urbanowitz, Mary Sanchez, Anna Bucciarelli. Sorry. As long as she's happy and good, I'm happy. Same. Yeah, I hope she's doing great. I kind of miss Bubba though. Her big black cat. Yeah, making YouTube videos can burn you out really easily. You have to really love making videos or it's a drag. Definitely. Sarah Cray from Let's Make Art. Theo Yichi, yeah, that too. Kiri Leonard. We need Bubba in our lives, I agree. I wonder if Kat still... Bubba was the cat, or is Kat's big black cat. I wonder if she still posts on Instagram. Louise de Massy. I got a wonderful Kuretake brush pen because of Theo. He just made me want to squeal and hug him, and I'm not a big squealer and hugger. Not to bring the mood down, but can we take a moment for Chadwick Boseman? Absolutely. This year, I swear. he basically pulled the David Bowie in the sense that no one knew that he was battling cancer until it took him. So sad. I'm glad you still like it, Lise. Kind of cracks me up too when I see that sketchbook and I go back to those pages of journaling. But yeah. If we could, anyway, personal opinion, maybe not the most popular opinion, but I felt like some of the ways our countries spend their money could probably be rebalanced to have a bit more sent towards cancer research. Because fuck cancer, and I would kind of expect us to have made more headway into taking care of it, curing it, or dealing with it to help prolong the life of people who have it. Is drawing with that letter a bit like drawing with crayon? A bit. I don't exactly know how I'm gonna sharpen it when it sort of gets to the thicker part. So you kind of have to use the sides if you want a somewhat finer line, but if you use the thing head on, it's a pretty chunky line. So yeah, it's a bit like drawing with crayon, but it's not waxy. So you can get like some really intense darks, and you can also go really light and have some lightness. Well, I feel like crayon, because it's waxy, is difficult to handle. It's 5.6 millimeter, yeah. Yeah, my dad died from cancer too. I don't understand why people hide their cancer. I really don't know. Oh, a sanded pointer. Oh, I think I have one too. Oh my gosh, the rain has picked up. Because it wasn't loud enough before, you know. Is it one of those things? My mom is hiding her cancer from everyone around her, and I don't get it. Cancer is so difficult. I don't really know. I mean, we can stipulate possible reasons. We don't sell sharpeners for that size of chunky lead. I have sharpeners for the 2mm leads, but I don't think I have. I think I could possibly just use a regular sharpener for this. But anyway, worst case scenario, I'll use a Swiss knife to basically just scrape at the tip. Is there a sharpener under the top clicker bark? I don't think that's not removable, and it's not a hole in it, so no. She only told me because she had to have a family member that underwent the surgery. Do you guys think it could be because they I mean, I don't know. I don't see it as I mean, people still whisper it as if it's a curse word. I understand that, but that's not how I react to it, so I find it weird. I wonder if some of the reason would be to not not panic too much and try to keep a semblance of how things were before, so they can possibly forget at times that they have cancer. Like, it's a bit, I think there's like a bit of a two views about that, and it's like when people say that it's a bummer where that there's no Barbies with no hair, like someone who would go through chemotherapy. But yeah, that's not represented, which might be problematic, but at the same time, sometimes I wonder if a kid that has cancer would rather have toys that don't always remind them they have cancer, you know. That's a sanded pointer. Oh, awesome. Thank you. People don't want to deal with it publicly. Think about Mariah Carey on The Ellen Show. What's the thing with Mariah Carey on The Ellen Show? Yeah, I mean, definitely. Why is not the default love and support? I'd imagine when people hide their cancer, it's similar to how cats hide when they pass away. Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's something that is not really explainable, but it's more of an instinct. Yeah, that's the thing. Farida says, it sucks when every conversation starts with, so how's that going? And then you get positively bombarded with treatments and eating sugar causes tumors to grow, etc. Some people can get so cranky about someone else being healed. Well, that's kind of silly though. Yeah, like if I wouldn't want to talk about that all the time. Like, I don't feel like it's super conductive to healing. Yeah, I hope your mother's doing well too. What? Are you for real? And it just 20 euros? It's like, yeah, sure, straight up, go ahead. Oh yeah, no, I mean, the... Oh my gosh, fairy dust. I'm thinking that you hang around the same conspiracy theory realms that I do. I really enjoy watching conspiracy theory or alternative medicine BS. Because I'm like, what? Yeah, drink industrial bleach. How about that MMS, guys? Or Jilly Juice. Yeah, she's happy because her hair is growing back really well. Ah, that's great! Yay! I understand people to worry, but I mean, if the way to support the person is to talk to them about something else, that's what we should do, I guess. And if the person really want to talk about the disease, then we can go along with that too. Lol, Jilly Juice. Who knows about Jilly Juice in the chat? Oh my gosh, I love this stuff. It's so nonsensical, like MMS, Jilly Juice. Oh, what's the really bad one that will sort of eat away at your skin? Black Solve. Oh my gosh, Black Solve, no. Are you for real, Nicole? Wow, what? I mean, Ellen was not ranking really high on my esteem list, but I think she just sunk to the bottom. What are your cat girls up to today? Sleeping. One is in the cat bed and the other is sleeping on a chair. I know about that garbage, I hate it so much. And having celebrities dabbling in it makes... Oh yeah, are you talking about Gwyneth Paltrow and her stupid goop BS? Oh my gosh. So much BS. So much pseudoscience. Hey, thank you for being here, Okuni. Have a great weekend. I have a profound dislike of Gwyneth Paltrow. Ah. I mean, she's like the epitome of the privileged, entitled white Karen. Apologies if your name is Karen. I'm 100% team let people have their privacy. Yeah, definitely. I listen to them, like... Oh man, poor Mariah. I mean, not that I'm a fan of her, but having to go through that, I mean, it's awful regardless of who you are. It happened in 2010, I think. Ellen is an awful person. Yeah, she's not coming across as really nice lately, right? The only good thing about alternative or supplemental medicine is that it makes for good episodes of Behind the Bastards. That's a podcast, right? Ugh, Paltrow. High five. Oh my gosh. I seriously... Like, she was always a big woo-woo. Like, a woo-woo peddler. But then she came out with this cooking book, and like, what? And there was the recipe in it for how to fry an egg. And that's when I lost my proverbial shit. You put a bit of oil in a pan, and you heat up the pan, and then you crack an egg, and I was like, is this a joke? Is this a joke? Like, all the photos in there are you being... you, not cooking. What the... What? I ran to the restroom and I feel like I missed... Oh no! We started talking about alternative medicine. My daughter deals with natural medicine, supplements, etc. and really knows her stuff. She hates the wellness movement. It's like the whole thing with essential oils. Like, they have their use. They can be helpful for a specific situation. But the angle that they're a cure-all is definitely motivated by cash. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I keep thinking about stupid stuff that Gwyneth Paltrow has done and I'm laughing to myself. Because it is all so stupid. Ah. My mom used to rub peppermint oil on our feet to help with allergies. Did it work? I feel like essential oils have good use in aromatherapy, because it is true that certain smells will help calm down. Like I saw something on Netflix once that was about essential oils, and yeah, it was how a specific nurse in an hospital was able to combine smells of essential oils to help some patients and lower their anxiety. But that's something I can conceive, like that some smells will help you calm down, and it's a bit like listening to certain types of music, you know. But to believe that essential oils can cure cancer, that's not the same thing, you know. Big surprise it didn't help. What a surprise, right? Oh my gosh, it's raining so much. A doctor did tell my mom to give me echinacea when I was really ill with bronchial pneumonia and the hospital was on strike. He also was surprised I was alive the next week. But I mean, some things have an effect. Like, if you think about it, I think something like aspirin or Tylenol, one of the painkillers, is technically derived from a plant originally. Like, it's not. It has to come from somewhere, but to assume that this thing can do everything, that's what I find stupid. Like, oh, you have this illness, use this combination of oils, and oh, you have this other thing, then use this other combination of oil, and you're like, I don't think essential oils are going to help me with my cold, you know? They might help open up my airways because of certain smells, but, I mean, it's a bit like Vicks VapoRub, exactly. There's a lot of good stuff out there, but I'm gonna need people to stop with the arrogance regarding the effectiveness of their cures and beliefs. I agree. Well, on my feet can't help my clogged nose unless I stick my feet in my face. Do not get my daughter-in-law started on all the CBD oil scams that threaten to ruin all the good it can do. Good CBD works for some things, it's not a miracle cure-all. That's the thing, nothing is a miracle cure-all. I am thoroughly done with people telling me to eat fish oil because it will vanish my ADHD. Oh my gosh, what? When I worked in retail pharmacy, I had that a lot. Mom and daughter come in to ask about lice treatment, and every time I try to give answer, Mom cuts me off. I don't want chemicals. The daughter ended up snapping at her, so I could finish my sentence about the chemical-free but effective fix. This could have taken 30 seconds, but took 6 minutes because this woman would not calm down. Oh my gosh. Aspirin is from tree bark. Yeah, okay. I knew I was not imagining that. Yeah, I've been offered some oils to cure my migraine. Oh, yeah. Vaccine causes autism is a can of worms that I might not want to open in here, but it's another one of those stupid things. Smoothies cure cancer. No, juicing cures cancer. Ah. Yeah, exactly. Kevin says the reason autism wasn't really there before was because you never had a proper diagnosis system and people with a disability were shamed. Yeah, if they don't have a process to help diagnose this stuff, I mean, they're not gonna know what it is. Same for mental illness. They used to lobotomize people. The moment someone tells you something cures everything, you know it's a scam. Definitely. The closest thing I find that works is honey. Bad tummy, cold, flu, headache. Well, that could be all in your head, though. Essential oils are very toxic to cats. Yeah. Well, they're toxic to humans too. You're not supposed to drink essential oils ever. Absolutely ever. Red bag gonna make some channel tea. Make me one. The vaccine thing, I could rent and rave for days. Yeah, me too. It's just the like, it would be kind of silly for us to rant because I think most of us are on the same page about this, so we're like preaching to the choir, but oh, good grief. And now with the impending COVID vaccine, we're gonna hit another wall of stupid people. Also, Andrew Wakefield is a fraud and a hack. I know. Oh, definitely. I'm not going to rant over that because you would think I'm crazy. Crazy in what way, Paulo? Yeah, same. I have some, like, the Olbus thing that I keep saying, like, the cough drops, and they have an oil too, like, it's really good to help clear out the airways, but it's not magic. It's because it has like menthol and eucalyptus and all sorts of really strong things that will help open up your airways through a natural reaction. It's not magic. Change of color. How can I make a peach color that isn't muddy? What kind of peach color are you referring to? Because what people call peach sometimes is let's use the wooden pencils I have here. It's sort of a warm pinkish color. Do I have a legit peach? What's this? What's this? Blush pink? What's this one? This one is like soft peach. That's kind of what people call peach, but if you've ever eaten a peach, an actual peach, it is more like the inside will be this color if it's ripe, and the skin is a mix of this with like some redder stuff and maybe a bit of orange. So which which kind of peachy color are you referring to? The only essential oil I'm rather die for is tea tree oil, because spiders eat. So it will not kill spiders but make them move up. Oh, interesting. I had a skull fracture and our main doctor could not find what caused the pain without an x-ray. So we used the pendulum? What? Urban Sketcher Cleveland says Jake Parker has a tonic coming out. It's a cure-all. Too soon? No, it's not too soon. It's perfect. My town is most likely going... Aww. Oh, yeah. Dude, Lee says, whenever we arrive at the dance studio, the yoga people have burned all sorts of things in the room and it's hard to breathe. We have to air out and a couple of students still get headaches. Freaking... What's it called? Night champa? They always have this sort of generic incense that is really like too much. Way too much. Oh my gosh, Kevin, what? Kevin says, I read once that apparently hospitals can cure anything, but they won't because they lose customers. Warm orange with a touch of pink, sunset-ish color, not skin color. Okay, one way you can do it is if you make some opera with a yellow. If you don't like opera, try to find a good magenta color and use a teeny tiny bit of it in your yellow. You might get to that sort of peachy color. And try to find a yellow that's not greenish. Like either a neutral or possibly a warmer yellow. I've seen Asian peaches that are super pink. Ooh. Not kidding you with it as well. But did it work? Annette, were they able to find it? I really like the I don't know if that's what they call Asian pear, but the one that looks like apples that are like yellow and that have like tiny dots on them. They're super crispy and have really juicy texture. Those are my favorites. Bismuth yellow, I think it's kind of cool too, isn't it? But if you have something like PI3 or I think PI151, these are kind of often neutrals. And then if you have a magenta that's either PR122, a really, sometimes you have PV19 in a really magenta hue, or PV42. Or opera. Because opera. But like a tiny, if you have a darker, like a more intense red, just add a teeny tiny bit of it. Can't eat peaches or pear. Oh, that's such a bummer. Oh, my mom would often get Asian pears from a coworker who often brought back stuff from South Korea. Yummy! Because you have those in brown too. And they don't really taste the same. They're often softer. They're not as crisp. And I really like the crispy ones. PY 153, yeah. 54, sorry. 53 can be really yellow, so I don't know about that. Opera was gone. Yes, yes, yes! Ha ha ha! PY3 is very lemony. New Gamboge is not a middle yellow then. It's a really orangish yellow. I think I have a swatch of it somewhere. Oh, it's in this book. That's New Gamboge. That's not neutral for one bit. Might work to create your peachy color, but that's not a middle yellow. That's definitely a warm yellow. Is it just me, or do strawberries look like they taste better than they should? They look better than they taste. I mean, I love strawberries, but they don't have a really strong taste lately. I was using PY3 and PV19, but my PV19 is purple leaning. I have Mission Gold's opera, so I'll use that. Definitely, that's a good opera. I went to another doc and he ordered an X-ray. My pain was so bad that I would see an outer dark circle, like you see on old pictures. I bumped my head on my temple. Oh my gosh, how? That sounds so painful. I'm glad you went to another doctor, because that pendulum thing, oh my gosh. Ah, what nonsense. That's some woo-woo shit right there. M. Graham's yellows are great, I agree. They're really, really pretty. I have to go uptown, so I'm going to go. Oh, good luck, Lindsay. Oh my god, still trying to decide what to draw. I know what you mean. Hey, welcome back, Mikey. Oh, cat's getting walked first. Oh, cute. I can only assume strawberries are sold out of season. I've never not had a tart strawberry. Yeah, definitely. The only way I've had sweet strawberries was like in jam, and that's because they add so much sugar in there. mean, it's delicious. I really love strawberry jam, but I'm trying to think if I ever ate strawberries that are sweet. And I mean, it still tastes good, but they're definitely not sweet. I'm getting 0 drawing done as predicted. Aw. It's just strawberries there. The best strawberries are the wild ones found up north. They are so small but packed with flavor. Yeah, I can see that. You would think that like the bigger the strawberry, the more diluted the flavor is. That's some woo-woo shit right there, if being the most quotable pill. I enjoy listening to woo-woo nonsense. I mean, it makes me sad that it's actually a thing, but oh my gosh, it's excellent background noise, because even if you zone out for a couple of minutes, it's still good. Since this live stream, I feel so much better. My cough is gone. Oh, see? I'm doing magical live streams that will heal you. We are at the very end of strawberry season here, and I understand. I think strawberry season, actual strawberry season in Quebec lasts for like 2 weeks at the most. And then, no more. Laughter and companionship will go a long way. I agree to that, definitely. I'm having really terrible allergies today. I'm trying to stop taking my allergy meds because I don't know. It's personal things lately and medication, and I was sort of reconsidering. And also, I feel like I've been taking it daily for a while, and I was like, I'm still feeling the effect of allergies, so I decided to stop taking it, but there are definitely more effects that are felt by now. So I'm back to this situation of like, is it COVID or is it allergies? It's definitely allergies because I don't go out enough to meet people, but I mean, yeah, it's not fun. Maybe I could sell the live stream healing power. Ev, do you listen to the Sault podcast? I've listened to a few episodes. It's my favorite brother. So I really enjoyed it, but sometimes I find the episodes too short and there's too many ads in there. And ads are really disruptive to my train of thought, so I usually try to find something that is really long, even if it's nonsense, and just play it in the background so that it's constant noise. Wait, what, you add only 2 weeks of strawberries? Just about 2 or 3 weeks at the most, because where I get my groceries from is like sort of an online farmer's market in a way, and they had strawberries for like 2-3 weeks at best. At least I got a page in my sketchbook journal gessoed and dried with the air dried. That's a good thing. It's all ready for art. If I ever think I have COVID when I cough, I ask, does it feel like an itchy cough? Yes, then I'm good. I go through, do I feel feverish? And if I don't, I'm like, this is just allergies. You all have a great day. I'm Eddie out to go back to my book. Oh, awesome! Are you going to sketch, Urban Sketcher? If so, have fun. Definitely. I've been painting cracks in a rock face on an ATC painting. Does that make... Yeah, it makes you productive, of course. Back with chai. Ah, yes. Chai, did you bring me one? I love chai. Behind the Bastards, does it have a lot of ads in it? Oh, read, okay. Have fun reading. And thank you so much for popping by. By the way, if you enjoyed the community here, we have a Discord server that you can join if you want. There's a bunch of channels over there, and we just talk like more of this, but throughout the week. So yeah, just mentioning it because you're leaving. And it's free and it's fun. Stupid question, but have you tried changing up the brand? My pharmacist friend says that some people react differently to the tablet fillers. I will keep it in mind. I bought the Star brand because it was the most affordable. Because, dude, allergy tablets are so expensive. I've also been trying to eat more honey. Okay. This is legit an excuse to eat more honey. But I think last stream we mentioned how since honey is made from pollen and I get like local honey, so it's the local pollen, it might help with allergies. And I don't know, I haven't done any research. I heard more honey and I was like, yep, let's buy more honey and eat it. So I've been eating a bit more honey. I mean, if it doesn't have any impact, at least it's been fun and it's been tasty. But yeah. Caffeine really helps with, well, some migraines, not all of them. I knew a guy who had terrible migraine and only smoking weed would help him. Also, thank you all. Opera and Hansa Yellow Light is magic. Yes! Yes! Yes, yes, yes. It's such a nice orange. It's so vibrant and like it makes you feel all fuzzy inside. The pollen thing isn't true, but honey's delicious, so why the hell not? Oh, bummer. It sure is delicious, so... A good bread with a tiny bit of butter or margarine if you don't like butter like me, and honey on top, that will make you feel good. Honey is flower pollen. Allergies are mainly grass pollens, not the same thing. Aww. Still, I'm gonna choose to pretend that that's how it works so that I can keep on. We're like, oh, but I want more honey to eat. Yes, fresh or at least warm bread plus butter plus honey. Yeah, I don't have fresh bread exactly, but it's definitely toasted. Toasts. Toasts are great. I've been enjoying, I found a type of vegan yogurt that is actually quite good. And honey on yogurt is interesting, especially if your yogurt, especially if your yogurt is kind of cool, because it will, it does a bit like it does with the maple taffy. Like, the honey on the cold yogurt will get just a tiny bit more hard. So it's like, it's really interesting to eat. I still don't know what provokes my migraines. Seems to be really random. Oh, that sucks. Oh, interesting. But this says, I'm sure it's not everyone, but the kind of migraine my mom and I have gets lighter or fewer as you go through menopause. So it's possibly hormone related, right? So the honey is basically medicinal. But, well, unpasteurized honey is really, really great. It also helps with sore throat, so even if it's just that. I'm so glad they are much more manageable, Otto. Migraines are awful. I have a friend who gets migraine to the point where she will be sick. I mean, how is anyone supposed to be able to work with that? I mean, you can't. You just can't. Should I get a flu vaccine even if I'm not... You should always get the flu vaccine unless you can't get vaccinated at all. Like if you have a immunodeficiency problem or whatnot, you should absolutely always get vaccinated. Honey on yogurt sounds good. It's really, really nice. Oh, honeycombs are amazing. Honey with yogurt is a standard thing in my culture. Also often eaten with bread. Delicious. Yeah. Is it, Faradus, is it like plain yogurt? Plain yogurt is so underrated, it makes me so sad. Here the flu vaccine is only recommended to risk groups. But the thing is, you need, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, when everyone being vaccinated contributes to the safety of the people who can't get vaccinated. Yeah, I used to roll around begging to be shut in between throwing up. Aw, that sounds absolutely awful. And I mean, all the advice of like taking painkillers on the migraines, yeah, not. They don't work. Herd immunity, thank you so much. That's what I was trying to find. Thank you guys. Herd immunity. Getting the flu vaccine when you're not at risk still contributes to herd immunity. It reduces the risk of the flu spreading to at-risk populations. Yeah. Would getting the vaccine stop me from... Well, it will possibly help you fight it so you won't transmit it to other people. I think if... I mean, Alex probably knows this stuff way better than I do. Hey, Diane. Drawing berries always run the risks of making me crave a Swedish berries gummy. Swedish berries gummies? Yeah, something like that. There's also a factor about vaccines is if you're in contact with at-risk populations. Like when my mom was a nurse, she had to get vaccinated every year because she worked with people who would have absolutely awful effects if they caught the flu. So she had to have the vaccine so it could help protect these people. I always felt like blueberries look like tiny blueberries with a crown, which I think is really cute. And then you have pomegranates who have the bigger crown. Why does nature have to suck so bad sometimes? That's a very good question. the rain intensified. This is the kind of stuff I want when I'm trying to sleep, not in the middle of the day like this. My job is terminated if I don't get fuchsia. It is 11 p.m. here, so falling asleep wouldn't be a bad thing. Definitely, Cyan. We just got ASMR'd by nature. Will forever be the best ASMR. I don't think you can beat nature in terms of ASMR. Have any tips you have for doing simplified portraits in watercolor? Oh, I don't do a lot of portraits. I think what I would try to do if I were doing simplified portraits, depending on the size of the portraits you do, to use the biggest brush possible, so that you're not tempted to try to do details. And it will force you to think in terms of bigger shapes and like light, shadow, darker to lighter. Like, I think you won't be able to really finagle with it. But aside from that, still have yet to drink my paint water, but I did just put my brush in my tea for the first time ever. Oh no. Do we have some prompts for Cattober, or do we just draw paint cats? I will try to come up with prompts for Cattober, but you can do whatever you want. Seriously, like I wanted to maybe make a couple of different lists of prompts, like one to be just like random thing that you can really try to interpret any way you want in relation to cats. Like, say a prompt would be clover. Another could be banana. You know, just random stuff. And I think another list of prompts that I might do would be more related to cats. Like, I could have things like tabby, orange, piebald, Siamese, you know, like types of cats, or something that you can really really more focus on cat stuff. But it's just my idea so far. Like, if you have other suggestions of prompt lists that you think could be interesting, like themes, global themes, yeah, sure. But definitely. Cats and Hats was the name of a shop in my vacation. Oh, what? That's so cute. Oh my gosh, chai with honey. That sounds great, Lise. Oh yes, let banana be a prompt. We'll definitely write that down. Good, I just got a size 20 brush. Oh yeah, try that. I remember Beko with the banana. Oh yes, Was it Pecco in the banana hat? I think it was Scout. But did I put the banana hat on Pecco too? Somewhere I saw fruit cats. Yeah, that's a way you could go about it. Like whatever. We could spam a prompt generator 30 sometimes in the stream for the prompts. We could definitely like have one that is like the live stream prompt list that is basically a bunch of random stuff. Scout had an orange hat. I thought it was the other way around, but wait, one was a banana and the other one was a carrot, I think. I have those pictures, but they're on my computer. Hold on. It's gonna fade to black. That's fine. Gotcha. Just gonna leave that on for a moment, but yeah. I think I also have one of Scout and the carrot. Dark and rainy. We can throw words and ideas at me and then I can edit. Yeah, definitely. Fashion icons. Yeah, you can switch them around. I mean, it's not gonna change much of anything. Yeah, it was really funny to do. Gashapons have the best ideas. I really love how Pecco's carrots has a tiny bit of leaves at the top. I'm not sure why you are still alive and not found face down in a bottle of cat pee. Well, okay. Pecco is sort of too clueless to really associate us with whatever happens. So when we put the carrot hat on her, she was just a bit confused, and then she tried to remove it at some point. I think she might have kept it longer if her ears water. If her ears were not in the top of the hat. Scout, we have to tell her that she's cute and she's pretty and she's beautiful, and it sort of comforts her enough that she will keep the hats on a bit longer. We need Linus with hats too. I will bring them next time I go over Linus's place. Do you remember when I tried to put the Christmas elf costume on Scout? She let me do it, but she decided to not move anymore. We tried to add the shark fins to our cats, but they didn't like it. Oh no! Houdini has started initiating grooming sessions by licking. Oh, by the way, Lise, and Cyan, I guess, since you both have bunnies, so apparently it's a thing that bunnies, they don't have toe beans. Let's see if I can draw a decent bunny from memory. This is gonna be tough. I'm not really versed in drawing bunnies. I remember my mom once forcing one of our cats in a sweater and the cat just fell over. Always said if we dressed them up for Halloween, Didi would be a bumblebee. Aw, and Dexter would be a ladybug. Aw. I said that we should have Pico be a pumpkin and Scout be a witch. Bunners don't have toe beans. Huh. They have floofy pants. Aww. It's someone. I think the person who disliked the stream. I don't know how many dislikes there are, but it might have been the troll we had on earlier. So basically, if you just see a bunny's paw, you can't really tell if it's the top or the bottom, I guess. Mind blown. And then basically a bunner is just a big bunch of floof with tiny paws, right? I need to study bunnies, I guess. Oh no, Otto, what have you found? I don't really remember where bunny eyes are supposed to go. Because I haven't studied, drawn a lot of bunnies from reference. And it's pretty hard to draw something from memory if your memory bank for that specific thing is empty. The bottom fur is kind of flat and often a slightly different color. Oh, interesting. Apparently bunny toe bean is an often searched term. Ah, so all those illustrations with bunny feet with toe beans are wrong. Yeah, that's kind of how I stumbled upon that fact, is that at some point there was a cute animation with a bunny and you could see that the bunny had toe beans, and someone in the comment was like, oh, it's cute, but bunnies don't have toe beans. And we were like, what? So I kept telling myself that I need to ask my friends with bunnies, but then I kept forgetting about it, so. What do you think about a Halloween live stream? When is Halloween this year? There's a Tobin's subreddit and I hesitate to scroll. Why? Because it's gonna be too cute? When I think of bunnies, I think of my granddaughter's stuffed bunny baby. It definitely has Tobin's. They start lying to us really young, I guess. I mean, it's so like, oh, I can't help myself. I gotta put Tobin's on there. Like, it's definitely hard to resist. My neighbor told me the other day her cat and at least one bun hang out in the driveway together all the time. That's so cute. No shit, Sherlock. I meant, is the 31st on a Saturday? That's what I meant. Darn it, Alex. Did you really send a ticket for the bunny model, Cyan? That's hilarious. Their World of Warcraft. Your bunners are not accurate. Fix this. It's on Caturday. Oh, well, if it's on Caturday, then definitely. Oh man, and it's a good pretext to buy candy too. What, me? A sweet tooth? Who told you that? Oh, but yeah, if it's on a Caturday, then definitely. I love Halloween. I think it's my favorite special day in the year. So we'll definitely have to do something. Keep it in mind. So get your pumpkin spice lattes ready. Have some candies. We'll make it a thing. It's also the last day of Cattober, technically, so... If anyone needs all cute bunny footsies, try googling bunny flop. Is it when they just flop on the ground? Hey, Holly! Hi! So the Tobin subreddit is almost exclusively cat Tobins. Well, to be honest, I'm not that surprised. I can work with that, yeah, definitely. Cat Tobins and cat paws are so cute. We could share some Cattober art. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, writing with something this big is quite interesting. How do they not have Tobins? Oh no, I think we broke Otto. It's also Samhain. There's one thing I'm gonna forever miss now that Supernatural is over and done, is that we will never get new Halloween episodes of Supernatural. It will never be okay. Cattober, Petember, Fluvember. The world is yours if you want it. Well, that's always kind of been my mindset about Inktober. Maybe we should call it the thing that must not be named. Am I gonna get a copyright strike because I keep saying that in my stream? Ooh. But I was always of the idea that it can be anything. Some people like it a bit more like constrained in the concept, but I kind of was like, the list of official prompts just doesn't interest me at one bit, so I'm just gonna do my thing. And there is now majestic floofy paws in Discord. Yes! I'm kind of bummed that Supernatural is ending too. Though, I mean, I get it. The guys have been doing it for 15 years. They've given us so much, and we can sort of always rewatch the past Halloween episodes. But those were always great. I understand it, Fairdas. What? The last season I saw it was 11. Because right after that they took it off Canadian Netflix. So I was like, how am I supposed to watch it now? But I know that if they ever bring it back on, that's the first thing I'm gonna binge watch. They can do it for 15 more years. It's not like they will. I think you just need a break. Because I think it's a lot of work, but though I feel like of all the productions out there, I feel like possibly the Supernatural one is that's the nicest to its cast, maybe. But yeah, I mean, sometimes you kind of want to spend time with your family, I guess. They will probably work on other things, I guess, but it's going to be hard to see Jared and Jensen as anything other than Sam and Dean. The show was literally just supposed to be 5 seasons long. They've given us a lot more than that. Oh yeah, absolutely. There's so much God stuff. Yeah. Though I don't miss the Leviathan season. That one was weird. I miss Gabriel. The episodes with Gabriel are pretty much all amazing. The one with the... I keep coming back to this one because it was amazing, but the one with the imaginary friends. I mean, that was brilliant dark humor. That was amazing. I laughed so much. That's another thing that bums me about Netflix not having freaking Supernatural anymore, is that, let's say I want to watch one specific episode of Supernatural. What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to can I buy episodes, a single episode somewhere? Like, how is this supposed to go? Remember the Pepsi commercial? No, I don't. I mean, I think some of my favorite episodes are the Imaginary Friends one, and then the one where Dean keeps on dying because they hamped it up so much. It's like Supernatural meets Groundhog Day. And it's so funny. I mean, they really went all the way into the cheese. And it's such a good episode. Hey, Barbara! Hi! I can't watch the Yellow Fever episode. What's that one? Oh, this Scooby-Doo episode was great too. All the episodes with the dudes who were like the ghost hunters or something. I mean, there's so many good episodes because the moment they decided to not take it so seriously all the time, that's when they come up with some really fun ideas that the actors really look like they enjoyed doing those episodes, and it comes across. No spoilers, guys, remember. Some of us, me, are really late on the show. I think that as far as I can remember from the seasons I've seen, there is one episode that I really disliked. But just one, which is kind of good when you think about it. The one where Dean screams when he sees the cat circle, that was scary. He was afraid of it. Oh yeah! Ghost facers. Oh yeah, that's the one. It's so bad. And they always do like the most stupid stuff. Like Sam and Dean get into a house where there's some sort of supernatural monster in there. And the first thing they do is like, you go check downstairs, I'll go check upstairs. And you're like, no, don't split the group, guys. Oh, it's so good. Castiel has some really good lines too. When he calls someone ass butt. Dr. Sexy MD, that was hilarious. After the first few seasons, it is magically hilarious. Yeah, I mean, it gets better. It gets better and better and better. They have an episode that's in black and white, I think. Oh, I mean, it's everything they could think of that was silly, they did it, I think. It might be on Netflix. It's like on and off. It used to be on Canadian Netflix, but they took it off. I'm still bitter about that. Dean and his stupid burgers and pies. I mean, come on. Gotta put some plaid on there. And things with the gruff voices, and Crawley calls them moose, and I don't remember what he calls Dean. You know, someone's effed up on the group split. Yeah, exactly! Oh my gosh, that was my text tone for over here. Oh man, I kinda want that as a text tone now. Hey, ass butt. Oh, all the parts of it when Castiel tries to understand humans is so good. Because he's terrible at it, and it's always brilliant. And the brothers are like, oh my gosh. Moose and Squirrel. So Dean is Squirrel. That's really funny. I'm going to switch it back while hang on. The Boys is sort of terrifying. It had some really great dark humor moments, but it also has some parts of it that are just like creepy. It's from Bullwinkle. Bullwinkle? Remember the episode of The Different Dimension where they were actors on the show? Oh yeah! That was so weird. Who's your favorite, Sam or Dean? Mine is Dean. I love them both, but Dean all the way. Remember the episode when that world on the set of Supernatural? Yeah! dude, now I'm gonna want to watch it again. I can't. Darn it, Netflix. Did you guys see? It's a like an image that is available on the interwebs. It's like the ritual to summon Dean. Someone has put like a pentagram, and there's stuff like burgers and pies, and one of the elements to summon him is like a plaid shirt, and there's like silly stuff like that to summon Dean, and it really cracks me up. Still holding out for Misha. Misha is a treasure. Purchasing seasons of Supernatural is possible on Amazon videos. Have you seen yourself? Check it out. Thanks, Holly. It's always hilarious, like when you have Dean eating a cheeseburger and pie, and then you have Sam with his salad and fresh juice and whatnot. And everybody who doesn't watch Supernatural has left the chat. I'm sorry, it's a good show. It's a lot of fun. It's like when you watch, when you're at above, like beyond the 10th season of the show, and you decide you go back to the beginning and you watch the first season again. They look like kids. It's so funny. I have never seen a single episode of Supernatural, just a statement of fact. I am mortified. Oh, thank you guys for still being there. Through our fan fueled rambles. Misha is just a good human being. He really is. Definitely. No problem. I keep thinking maybe I should watch, but maybe it's too campy for me. Oh no, we really did break Otto. Oh no. Binoto beans. Oh. Hey, Jennifer. Hi. Lise, I think the first few seasons are not that campy. Like, after a while, when they realized that it would be pretty difficult to keep it super serious all the time, that's when they introduce a few more, like, campy episodes here and there, but it's not always campy. It is raining. Yes, it is raining pretty intensely. In the first season, they hunt a demon the entire time. Now a demon is not even worth looking at. Well, I would say they've been through hell and back. And, you know... Yep. Yeah, I think it's if supernatural stuff and monster of the week kind of stuff is the kind of thing that would interest you, I would still give it a try, because yeah, either the campy will grow on you, or either the campy will just not work for you and you will stop watching it, or you will be able to appreciate the fact that it's not campy all the time too. The Ren Fair episode. I have a sticker on one of my sketchbook that is Dean when he's the phys ed teacher. Because of course I do. Alright. It's been raining since we woke up. I always get a bit nervous when it rains so much because I live in a basement, and I'm like, huh, I really hope the ground will soak up all that water, hey? Cue awkward laugh. Hey, good night, Cyan. Thank you so much for being here. It's a show that has good rock and roll music too. Like the good stuff. It's raining so much. And I saw you being so happy about the supernatural Morgarians. Not as hard as the Leviathans. I'm glad you guys agree about the Leviathan season. That was so weird. Gabriel. This is Gabriel. Oh my gosh, we're trying to step away from it so that more people can sort of participate, but it's really difficult because it's one of my favorite shows. Really. I think Supernatural and Elementary are my two main favorite shows that have sort of like they have the best replay value for me. Let's get the car. Let's get the yeah. Is Impala. That car has been through a lot too. I wonder how many car props they went through in the production of the show. Elementary is such a great show too. And I really like Detectorists, but I've mentioned that before too, I think. Oh, hey, bye Tsukaboo, thank you so much for being here. Have a great weekend. I would share the rain if I could. I think my favorite TV show as a kid, I had two. One was Lady Oscar, which is based on the manga Rose of Versailles, and the other one was Rhin, which is based on a French comic book about this prehistoric man who sort of goes out in the prehistoric world and has adventures. Well, I don't mind it. Jennifer says, I don't know that I could ever be comfortable with people watching me draw. the thing is that sometimes I don't know what to draw, so I'm like doodling nonsense and whatnot. And also, it's a camera, so it doesn't really feel like it's people. Ooh. Was really epic. Can I draw a town from memory? Oof. That's what is that? He had this necklace of claws, I think, and since he was a prehistoric man, he had basically no clothes on except for a loincloth or kind of a underpants thingy, and he had this bone knife that he would often when he didn't know where to go after his adventures, let's say this adventure ends, and then he was like, oh, where do I go next? So he would prop his knife on the rock like this. It's a small knife, and it's one piece of bone, and he would spin it, and then wherever the knife points, that's the direction he would go. Yeah, Otto, you have to share your story about Bob Ross again. Or, well, I don't know if you've shared it before. You've told me, but it's a really, really nice story. It's really difficult to watch Bob Ross paint and not feel good. I think it's impossible. This kind of underpants, and then the knife was tied to his waist or something. It's been a while. Well, you tell it if you want to, Otto. I don't want to. If you don't want to share it again, that's fine. But it's a really cool story, so. Let's see if I can draw a scar from memory. Dude, I don't know how to draw those 70s manga eyes. What is that? I don't know. Okay, so Otto says, Bob Ross was in Japan doing events, and my cousin, who was super into art as a kid, was a huge Bob Ross fan. My cousin was in Tokyo staying with us. Bob Ross was doing an event at the department store near my parents' house, and he begged to go. I went with him so I could translate for him. Cousin can speak English. We queued up and he got a paint set sign. Bob Ross spoke to us for ages because we were two young kids in a sea of much older people. He was super nice. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, sure, Kevin. If you want to do a study, do it. I mean, studies are great. The thing that's less great about studies is sharing them online, and because it's supposed to be stay in a sketchbook. That's the whole point of studies, I guess. I would have fallen off my chair if Otto had said that Bob Ross was not nice. I keep trying to buy the life-size cutout of Bob Ross from Blix, but they won't sell it to any of us. So Otto says he smiles genuinely, like you know he loves kids. He was so impressed that my cousin was into his stuff at such a young age, and that I could speak English at my young age too. Oh, that's such a real good story! Okay, can I draw Bob Ross from memory? I mean, that's kind of a bit cheating because his hair is so memorable. Like, how can you forget about his super intense haircut? He has to be smiling because it's Bob Ross. So Otto says he asked my cousin how he got into Bob Ross stuff, told him to keep at it and that he's cheering for him. He asked me how I spoke English so well. Honestly, Bob Ross is the best person ever. I agree. It's a shame that people like Bob Ross. No, I don't think it's... Oh, it's a shame that people like him. I thought that I read like, it's a shame that people who like Bob Ross are so rare. I'm like, what? His hair wasn't natural? What? It was a perm? Yeah, it's such a good story. It's such a feel-good thing. It was a perm! Once he started, they said he couldn't stop. Poor guy. Oh no! No, I haven't seen the photos of him younger. Oh, dude, poor guy. To be stuck in, like, I don't know, man. If he was like, if he loved the perm till the end, fine. But sometimes you want to try something else, or you tried this and it wasn't exactly what you wanted. So you're like, can I change? Nope. A dude who can make friends with a squirrel cannot be bad. I agree. Imagine a crossover episode where Mr. Rogers took a painting class with Bob Ross. I think that would explode brains left and right. His squirrel stories are always so wholesome. I think he calls them like this little guy and stuff like that, which is like impossibly cute. That reminds me that I don't remember at all where I put my Bob Ross playing cards. The one with the nice quotes on them. No, he hated the perm. Oh, poor guy. I'll have to see if I can find photos of him before the perm, so you could know what his hair looked like. Like, was it a bit curly? Was it completely straight? Like, what was up with that? Was Peapod the name of the squirrel? He was in the military. Yeah, I mean, his story is really sad in a way. And it's quite easy to read on Wikipedia too. Peapod the squirrel. Oh, wow. That's so cute! It was straight and combed over wood. Can I draw a squirrel from memory? Ooh. That should be a bit easier because I see squirrels quite often. I think the biggest difficulty with drawing animals from memory is trying to figure out, remember where the eyes go. Because I don't know why, that's the one thing that I struggle with memorizing. But yeah, we have a lot of squirrels in the front lawn, especially right now, like they're feeding up on stuff for fall, so there's a bunch of the little guys. Alright, so I think we're close to the end of this live stream. Unless you guys have more questions to ask, I will go through the closing statements. Yeah, like I've mentioned a bit earlier on, we have a Discord server for the community, and it's a really nice place to chat with the other members of the community about all sorts of things. And yeah, we have one place that is for pet pictures, and then we have other that are just for painting, and others that are for a bunch of things. They're finally putting his work in the Smithsonian. Oh yes, great. So yeah, thank you everyone for being here today. This was a really fun stream, and it was great to be able to discuss the Jake Parker, Alfonso Dunn business with you guys, because I think it's important stuff to talk about, and I don't think we've seen the end of this kerfuffle, but yeah, who knows. So thank you so much, Kevin. We didn't even talk about food today. What's wrong with us? I talked about pie and donuts. Let's see, donuts are good. Yeah, we will talk about food next time, I guess. And until then, I hope you guys have a great week and a great weekend, and I hope you can stay sane and take care. And yeah, things are a bit crazy in terms of weather right now, so I hope everybody will be able to stay safe, and see y'all either on the Discord or next Saturday. So thank you everyone. Thank you Lise and Otto for being awesome at moderating and having to kick our very first troll. That was I need to write that in my calendar. First troll today. Oh, we also discussed maple syrup, that's true. Alright guys, have a great weekend and take care. Bye bye.